Hey YouTube, today we're going to be taking a look at this wireless network video recording kit made by OOSSXX. It's an 8 camera network video recording kit. It has the capability of playing through a mobile device such as a mobile phone or an iPhone or something like that. It records video on 8 channels. We want to take a look at it, see what's in the box, the initial setup, and see how we could get this to work. So let's get to it. See what's in the box. We have 8 of these in here. These are the cameras. This is camera also. Yep, camera. Eight cameras. There's a flat HDMI cable. This is a 5-foot HDMI cable. This is the brain with some instructions. We have in here some miscellaneous cables, mouse, Ethernet cable, power adapters, and some more miscellaneous adapters, power cables, and all that. So let's take a look at the instructions and see how we could set this up. Let's take a look at what's inside the instruction manual packet. We have this thing here with some stickers that just says warning area under security surveillance. What looks like some hard drive screws. A card with some quick start instructions. This big thing is a code match instruction. The last one of these that I checked out, the cameras all synced up to the brain automatically, and I didn't have to do this. And these are the instructions that you use if you have to sync the cameras to the main system. Hopefully we won't have to do this, but if we do, we'll see how it works. And lastly here, these are the setup instructions for the entire kit. That's what comes in this little packet. This here's the brain of the unit. Looks kind of just like the last one I had. Let's see, around the back there are a couple of ports. There's a USB port for the mouse, a WAN interface to plug into your local network, HDMI output, VGA output, and power cable. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and hook it up, and then we start plugging cameras in and see what happens. So let's go ahead and plug this thing up and fire it up. I'm using a 10-foot HDMI cable because the 5-foot that came with it can't reach my screen. So we just plug this into the HDMI port on the back of the unit. There's a mouse that we're gonna plug up as well. In one of these boxes there's a power supply for this thing. So let's go ahead and plug this thing up and fire it up and see what happens. Okay, so now it's booting up. System's initializing. Okay, so now it's coming up. It says no camera connected, This thing should reach out to the internet and automatically configure itself. And that's what it's doing right now. It's just connect to it by using the default admin credentials. And we're gonna go plug cameras in and see if they come up one at a time. So the cameras are pretty simple. It's just a camera with an antenna, and you need one of the little adapters that come in the box, one like this, to just plug in here and fire it up. So let's go ahead and do the initial setup on this. You gotta set, if you're not connected to the internet, you need to go ahead and set the time zone. We're in Eastern time zone, so we're set it accordingly. You set the date. Date is right, time is right. You could sync time, date format is correct. We just go through the setup. While we're doing that, we're seeing cameras coming up. What you do is follow the on-screen instructions, and you'll actually see it come to the point where it shows the hard drive. This one has a 2 terabyte hard drive. Once you follow the on-screen instructions, you'll see the cameras start popping up one at a time as they get plugged in. So OOSSXX has made this system really nice and easy to configure. All you have to do is plug the cameras in, and I know I just have them laying on the floor right now, but you can see they're all connected back to the main system, and this one here is still booting up. There's some features that you could configure on this camera, on this system. So you could configure what and how you see things on the screen. If you right click on the screen, you can tell how you want to split the screen. You could do cameras 1 through 4, 5 to 8. You could just do one view in the middle, just like we have and the other cameras are on. You could do 1 through 6 and then 3 through 8, or you could do 8 cameras like we have now. If you double click on the camera that you want, it actually enlarges that view, which is a big step up from the old system. You could manage your videos. You could see all cameras that are connected, and if you have compatible cameras, you could also add them right here and go through the manual match code process and bring them into the full day system. Here's where you do system setup. You could set up your time to record, your hard drive setup, any error setup. You could set up your network so that you could get this thing on the internet. Recording setup. You could set up each individual channel separately as to the quality and time that you want recording. There are all different things that you could do in this. Here you could also set up motion detection so that the system automatically starts recording when it detects motion. And it could either sound an alarm or send an email notice. I actually use the email notice on my old system. It works pretty alright. And you could add different cameras here. You could access this feature from both the mobile device as well as from the main console. If you right click on the screen and you do video playback, you could actually search the video that you recorded previously, search the camera that you want, and you could search the time period that you want, and you could play video back. So in case something happens at your home or your place of business and you want to see what was recorded, you could actually do that. and you could export the video. And I have another video that we'll have a link to in the description of this that shows how to export the video that you record from one of these devices. One of the nicest features of this system is to be able to view all these cameras right from your mobile device. You could set it up by right clicking on the screen. If you go to Fast Network, you see your online cloud ID as well as this QR code. You use this QR code to actually get the app that you put on your mobile device, and you use this cloud ID to actually connect to the system remotely. Now we need to set up users. Alright folks, well that's the initial unboxing, setup, and initial use of this network video recorder with 8 cameras by OOSSXX. It's a pretty neat little device. I have one of the 4 camera systems. It works really well. This is the newer device, new operating system, a few new features. It's well worth the money. It comes with a 2 terabyte hard drive, so it holds plenty of video. I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.